So thanks for joining us for another Cyber Snapshot. I'm here today with my good co-host, Ricky Bobby, and I would like to get Rick to overview what a pre-sales engineer is, because I don't find that a lot of people really understand our field. So I thought this would be a good conversation piece.
Definitely, and I think this opens up from a conversation. Me and you yesterday were at a college.
We were.
Right. And kind of reached out to the students and had a conversation about pre-sales engineering and exactly that. What is pre-sales engineering? And we went into the topic of, one, how I got into pre-sales engineering. I do come from a background of IT operations, data center infrastructure, data resiliency. But how I came in through the community and realized that there's some things I enjoyed sharing with other individuals, and sooner or later that got me into vendor sales as pre-sales engineer. But it took me a long time to understand exactly what that was from.
I didn't know it existed. I didn't even know that this field existed. I always thought you went to school, you learned the technology, you implemented the technology. But that isn't our side. We are not implementers of technology.
No, exactly. It's about solution design and solving challenges.
Right.
Now it is, as the name says, sales involved.
Correct.
Because you're working with clients, prospects, individuals to help solve their challenge with the said solution you work with.
100%.
That said, it took me a very long time to realize I was in sales, and that was half the challenge. But I've always been in sales, even when I was in IT operations. But to unpack that, again, it's what is the definition of a pre-sales engineer? It's working with people to solve challenges, typically in what we do, with a technical solution.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Not everything that is sales engineer actually has to be technical, because that fills so many different areas from the type of technical sales we support versus a pharmaceutical company. They can still be that type of it's an
pre-sales it goes far past technical and IT solutions. Absolutely.
Exactly. So what is that responsibility of a pre-sales engineer? Well, that's technical assessments. That's presentations. That's being able to communicate clearly.
Yeah.
Right? It's all these different pieces, and on top of it, how do you even learn about it if there's no schools about it?
That's a very good truth. That's a great point why it took me a long time to even understand that there was a role.
Yep.
And once I understood that role, because naturally, business has always come natural to me, and then technology. What's the merger between business and technology? It is a pre-sales engineer.
Yeah, well, and it's a lot where IT, information technology, merged into business services.
100%.
Because IT is not just there as a drag on operations. It's actually there to enable the business to do more.
Correct. I often, taking that to another step, we don't go in trying to sell a solution based on features, functionality. We should be going in and understanding what a client's business outcomes, what are they trying to solve, and then we see if our solution meets that. Do we help solve the challenges, the business requirements that have been laid out by the business? That's how we are successful, and that's where real good pre-sales engineers come at it. Anybody could sell, we got the newest widget, or we have the new feature with this amazing widget. You might get some sales there.
Yeah, 100%.
But the point is to come at it from, what business requirement does it actually solve?
And I find the ones that sell off of feature function are very point solutions.
Correct.
I'll say I've worked for companies before where it was a very much point solution. It did solve a challenge.
Yes.
But one specific carved out challenge, and if they didn't have that challenge, you kind of walked away. But once you get deeper and you have a broader portfolio of things, there's a lot of different challenges you can help solve. Not all of them.
100%.
But some of them.
And I think it also depends on the who the client is, right? 100%. If you're talking to the technical level that is very much about features and functionality, then that makes sense. As you move up in an organization and you're selling towards the C level, etc., they're not interested in features, functionality. They're under, how does it make their life better? How does it take that that what keeps them up at night? How does this solve that problem? How does it make their life better? And also, what business requirements does it solve for the organization?
So you can see everything we've been talking about right now hasn't been that technical. Like there's
No.
always the technical
Yeah.
piece. You need a technical proficiency, but you can learn that piece. Like you said, we're not talking about feature function, but at some point we are.
Right.
Because it does get down into the feature function of your product that solves the said challenge. That isn't the end all, but that is a piece of the recipe,
For sure.
right, to solve that challenge. So as you dig into that, the things that I found once I got into pre-sales in my journey was more about learning the communication style and how to work in a more realistic fashion, I'm going to call it.
Oh, that's fair.
You kind of hear this word thrown out a lot, a trusted advisor.
Yeah.
And what is a trusted advisor? Like everybody goes into this, you must become a trusted advisor. Well, it takes a bit to become a trusted advisor and a fair amount of working with somebody in good and bad. I find sometimes bad situations actually build you a trusted advisor status, or at least that respect with somebody sooner. But did you know there's a formula for it? I didn't create this formula.
Okay, explain this.
But it's credibility.
Right.
Meaning, hey, do you think I have the qualifications and the skill set to help you with the thing you need help with? Right. That's one of it.
I assume you can create credibility too by also doing the opposite and telling somebody not to buy something or not to implement something.
Exactly.
Credibility.
Exactly. It's credibility in itself. Then there is the whole reliability.
Right. Always being there.
Can you trust me enough to believe I'm going to do the thing I said I was going to do?
Right.
And that's a small thing to gain. Literally, after I have a call with you, if I say I'm going to send you an email, if I send you the email, that's a little check mark right there.
100%.
It's a little tiny bit.
It's a small thing, but it means something.
It does. It means something. It's about the follow-up. You said you're going to do something. Do it.
Yeah.
Then intimacy. And I don't mean intimacy from the realm of do we hug or embrace or anything like that, okay? I mean, that's fine. I mean, some people do have that type of, they meet, and it's more of a hug than a handshake or a fist pump, depending whatever is good. But it's about sharing stuff.
Right.
So you build things by being a little bit intimate and open about the things you're willing to share with other people.
100%.
That hopefully they'll share something
build
back
trust.
in return with you.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. Well, it is the formula for trusted advisor. Now, you add those three things up at the top. But down below, there's something about the actual self-orientation. Now, self-orientation is a little bit
big term,
different.
Nebulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means, who are you doing the thing you're doing it for? Are you doing it for you?
Right.
Or are you doing it for something else or someone else?
Probably a really important thing in our industry.
Exactly.
If you're building trust, is it self-serving to you, or are you helping out the client?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, as an example with that, like even us doing these Cyber-Snapshots.
Yeah.
Am I doing this for me, or are you doing it for you? Not really. We're doing it to share some information.
Giving back to the community.
We enjoy doing it, but nonetheless,
100%.
still giving back.
Yeah.
It's sharing knowledge. Hopefully, people will share information with us as well, and we gather from others.
We learn
experiences, mistakes, challenges, successes, the list go on. Now, back to that formula.
Okay.
So up across the top, you add them all together. Okay? Down the bottom, you divide by.
Okay.
You want a really high number up here. You want as low as a number as you can possibly get down here.
Makes sense.
Because that all equals your trusted advisor status.
Love it. Love it.
That's how you get there. Now, I know we've been trying to do bite-sized things here.
Are we getting a little long?
We could be getting a little bit long, but one thing I will toss in is, how do you get into pre-sales engineering? Find something you love to do, double down on that, share with the community, learn about it more, build up those technical proficiencies, but reach out to the community. There's so many
100%.
blogs, podcasts, audio books, Kindle books, physical books, however you like to consume information, it's out there, but you got to consume it.
Just like us being at a local college yesterday, having a similar conversation like this, get part of that community, give back to the community, participate in the community, and you'll learn more about what the options are and potentially opportunities out there for yourself.
So this was a little bit different for our Cyber-Snapshot, because it wasn't much about data resiliency or security, but I think
Correct.
this is a big part too, because everybody's got to build this into their organizational structures. And I don't mean pre-sales engineering, but that trusted advisor.
Right. It's also, this
The
is
business side.
doesn't matter if we're talking data protection or data resiliency, security. This is something we do. This is something that's important to us. We've been doing it for years, so it's going to be top of mind. Hence why we're definitely going to have conversations about pre-sales engineering in the future.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all, folks. Have a great day.